Hello everyone, this is Fantasy Ask and welcome back to Lakeburg Legacies. When we left off in the previous episode, we had some love, hate, and gluttony. Yeah, there were a couple of separations, some remarriages, and an event which I completely misunderstood. So, I actually thought that Anne and Frost was married to Lysander, who belongs to the Brielle family. Because they are both minors and they work together, I assumed that they were a couple, completely forgetting that Anne is actually married to the very young Valerius, who is our prankster. So Anne wanted to impress Lysander, and she decided to go to a food eating contest with him, and she gorged herself, and she got the glutton trait and threw up on everyone, and Lysander was absolutely disgusted, and I was like, oh, that's so sad, because now they're gonna have problems back home since he's disgusted by his wife. Apparently not the case. So the mining couple that I was thinking of was Ursula and Lysander. He's married to flippin' Ursula. They have a kid together. Where is their kid? There we go, Sapphire. They're Sapphire's parents. I don't know why in my head, because I remembered having a mining couple, and then I saw their uniforms and I was like, hey, they're both miners, they must be a married couple. No, that isn't the case. So I feel bad for Anne. That was very awkward. I don't know how things are going with her 28-year-old husband, Valerius. I don't know, but I kind of feel like maybe things are not going too well. So, anyways, we are going to continue and see what everyone gets up to this time around. Quickly scanning through, is there anyone I can take a look at? I think we had a few unemployed folks that I wanted to check up on to see if, maybe they have changed their aspirations. Olive, we are still trying to, I think, save up to make her another mason. Yeah, we need a lot of stone. Trying to save up a lot of stone to get that masonry going. And then we have Randall, who's 6 years old. Randall wants to be, we can't help Randall. That's right. Randall looks very unique. Very, very unique. I actually love his, coloring and combination. I just have not seen any other kid that looks like him. He looks so cool. But yeah, unfortunately, he has lofty aspirations. We can't help him on that front. Carla is single. Okay. Esmeralda. Yeah, she doesn't have anything we can help out with either, unfortunately. And Laureline, she's kind of a backup at this point. Again, we don't have anything that she can work in. She's kind of the backup lumberjack. So last time we also had the arrival of the Alton family with Laureline, Alton, and Helios, who is our rat trainer. They're very, very young. She's 18 years old. He's 19 years old. But things looking good between the two of them. And I'm actually curious, because I want to see, we moved someone in where? We moved someone in, where did we move them? Hold on a second. I can't remember was it Nap? Yeah, it was Olive. So, look at that, guys. They have awful affinity. They do not want to have a baby. So their parenthood chances are 0%. They're not having a kid. How about the newest couple? They're obsessed and they have a 14% chance of having a baby, which is kind of cool. But I wanted, after a little bit of time goes by, check back in with Laureline and check back in with Olive to see how they're going at home. Okay, let's just get time going. Let's just get time going and see what happens. Oh my goodness, a few things. So yeah, we are losing prestige. We still have not found. The castle's been around for a while at this point, but we have not found, a good enough queen, a potential queen for ourselves. Even if we have a queen that's born, hey, that'll be good, right? But no, nothing's happened so far. Nathan and Eloise, meanwhile, have become close friends, which is really, really cute. So these two, they have an interesting relationship. They were both apprentices at the same time, and then Eloise became Nathan's mentor in his final year as apprentice, and then now they're working together and they're colleagues and they're really close friends. That makes me happy. They might finally, I think they are actually turning the bakery. Yeah, they're turning it around. Eloise, I feel like, has worked very, very hard to turn around the ambience of the bakery. I'm very proud of her. So that's what we have. Okay, let's keep going and chugging along. Okay, hold on. We have a few marriage stuff that I'm ignoring, but Chris and Brynja are friends for life. Oh, that makes me happy. Yeah, again, we have Chris, who was Brynja's apprentice growing up. Now they're colleagues, and they have become really, really close. They are friends for life. The ambience is still bad. The worst is with Theodora, of course. But at least Brynja and Chris get along well with each other. It's not enough to turn things around, but that makes me happy just a little bit. Okay, entertainment. I feel like our health, faith, and entertainment is doing, like, okay. It's relatively fine. We're getting by. We're chugging along somehow. We're getting by, guys. Occasionally, you know, someone might get the bored trait, but that's fine. Okay, Oliver and Helios just met each other. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, it seems as though, guys, the two rat trainers made a good impression on each other and may just be on the path to becoming friends. I don't know what kind of negative effect they could have if, like, the work ambience is bad over here, but they don't seem to have a work ambience. I guess working at the rat nest is rough anyways. Nobody particularly cares to make friends here, but it's good to know that they are friends at least, you know? Yeah, it's good to know that they are friends at least. Huh. Okay, so there is that. And then entertainment is actually really good. So Valerius is doing an excellent job as a prankster, because apparently villagers might develop the amused trait. So everything seems to be going, like, decently good. Okay, and then Lucius and Loop. Hold on a second. Where is Lucius and Loop? I don't know where they're at, but Lucius and Loop, guys. Hold on a second. They apparently have met each other and become friends. Where is... Lucius has aged up. Oh my goodness, hold on. Wait, was Lucius... I'm assuming, because he just aged up, I'm assuming that Lucius was Loop's apprentice, like the hunter apprentice. Okay, and now he's a young adult, which is good to see. And then Eloise and Eldrick have met. Eloise and Eldrick. Hold on a second. Who is Eldrick? He's one of the newer guys. He is the hunter. Okay, Eloise does not like Eldrick, one of our hunters, which is fine. You guys don't even interact with each other. Like, you're not in the same industries. It's okay. It doesn't matter too much. The Kipling family want to have another child. Well, you guys are gonna have to wait a long, long time. I realize Randall is beautiful, but you're gonna have to wait a long, long time. But okay, Lucius, can I help you out, my boy? Lucius, guys, let's take a look at him. So he is he was mentored by Loop. He is the son of Douglas and Theodora. Right, his father died quite young, just suddenly. But he is devout, mean, and obstinate. He obviously gets his personality from his mother. Okay, he wants to be a hunter, painter, or thief. So hunter, basically. Okay. We have resources, but I feel like there are a few people who are kind of, more or less waiting in line. Also, you are not connected with Carla in any way, are you? Are you? I don't think so. And if that is the case, then I don't think there should be any problem in maybe getting Carla to ask Lucius out on a date. So that's what we're going to do. Carla is going to ask Lucius out on a date, and we'll see how this goes for the two of them. Lucius is mean, so this might be rough. They have bad affinity, apparently. Well, let's go for it and see how it is. Okay, we're starting off at the Hill by Moonlight. We could attend the next public execution together, or say that minstrels disturb peace and tranquility, which is what we'll go for. Lucius loves minstrels, bards, and troubadours, but finds this conversation boring. It's okay, we have a chance to win him over. Okay, we're at the boat right at the lake. We could worry that books are corrupting the young, or say flowers are pointless. We'll be insulting to flowers, even though they're beautiful. Concerned about allergies, Lucius will never let flowers enter his house. And then we're at the inn, so we could talk about the display of disgusting food at the banquet or criticize dueling. We're going to criticize dueling. Dueling is simply barbaric. Lucius couldn't agree more. And it's a match, and I think they'll be infatuated. If I'm not mistaken, these two are going to be infatuated with each other. Time will tell whether this marriage works out or fails, but for now, you know, good on Lucius. He, thankfully, is not going to be out on the streets like at all, because he got snagged up as soon as he went out into society. So good for you guys, good for you guys. But yeah, like I was saying, there are a few people who I kind of feel like are sort of in line. Like Olive. I feel like I should help Olive out if anything. She wants to be a mason. And oh darn it, we don't have enough resources to make her a mason right now. Yikes. But we do have enough resources to make Lucius a hunter. Okay, I think, yeah, we'll make Lucius a hunter. I'm sorry, Olive. We didn't have enough resources for you, but we had enough resources to make Lucius a hunter, and I felt like, you know, whoever we can get into a job, we will try our best to. Okay, so now the ambience. I love that Lucius's arrival has turned the ambience neutral. So Loop, who's the big problem person? It's Slavomir. Why am I not surprised? Okay, Loop and Pepin have been really wholesome ever since Pepin came in. And actually, Pepin is like picking up the weight. I kind of love that in a lot of these industries, it's the youngsters who were born in Lakeburg who are like changing things and having good relationships with, you know, the older people they're working with. I kind of love that. But Slavomir is the biggest problem. And Pepin is kind of, you know, the one kind of helping things a lot. And Lucius has a great attitude, so does Eldrick, so that makes me happy. But Loop and Slavomir are kind of the problem guys. Okay. Well, that's fine. I don't think we have, like, any resources left to help anyone else out at this point. So we have a baker? No, a mason we're trying to help, and a baker. Right? Laureline wants to be a baker. No, she's the lumberjack. She's the backup lumberjack. My bad. It's kind of hard sometimes to keep track of all these things. Also, should we check up on... Where is Olive? Okay, let's see. So Emmerich only talks about himself. And then Emmerich can't let go of Olive's scarf. He finds it scent comforting. And then Olive and Emmerich are arguing about how to educate their goldfish. Emmerich hates all of Olive's friends. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think the age gap is showing. They're having a lot of disagreements about a lot of things. It's not looking too good, guys. And then the next family was the Alton family, I think. Okay, Laureline took great care of Helios when he was sick, so they started off on a really good note, but then Laureline didn't notice Helios's new perfume. Helios is fed up with Laureline for never paying for anything, and ew, Laureline has foul breath today. Oh no. Yeah, because Helios, he's a rat trainer, even though he might not have, you know, the best job, still he has a job. Whereas Laureline, she maybe, as an artisan, goes around being a little bit, I don't know, high and mighty, but at the same time, she doesn't earn, she's not paying for anything, and maybe that irritates Helios a little bit. But I mean, I don't feel like she's someone who's totally uncaring because she took care of Helios when he was sick. But I feel like sometimes it's, you know, the petty things that kind of build up over time and become a bit of a problem. Okay, let's keep going, building up on our resources. Okay, some people have some serious issues apparently. Okay, because apparently Brynja and Chris feel disgusted. I don't know at what. I hope it's not at each other because they are like friends for life. But apparently they feel disgusted. Whereas Chris, they have a really good relationship, so I hope it's not with each other. You know what? Maybe they went to like do something. Yeah, maybe they went to do something and then they got like, you know, a really bad experience and they ended up being really disgusted. But they wanted to do it together. Maybe they tried something new at the bakery that they normally never eat and it was absolutely disgusting. But they're glad that they did it together. I'm going to interpret it that way. And then Sapphire and Carla have become Friends. Oh, look at that. Sapphire's aged up. Okay, Sapphire. So Sapphire has aged up, guys, and in doing so, she has become friends with Carla, who was her mentor. She is well-mannered, humble, and kind. Look at that. I'm kind of proud of the Brielle family because Ursula Brielle and Lysander, they raised their daughter very well. I mean, look at the personality she has. She's like perfect, personality-wise. She has nothing to complain about. Wow. And she wants to be a seamstress. And we have a vacancy! We have a vacancy! So Sapphire is going to be a seamstress. This is actually really cute because now she's working alongside her mother. Oh, I love that. Wait, no, that's not her mother. My bad. I keep mixing these guys up. Sorry. This is something that we have seen a few times already, but Sapphire is now working alongside her mentor. Yes, her former mentor. That makes me happy. Her mother is a minor. Both her parents are minors. I'm getting confused. But okay. And I noticed this, I mentioned this before, but the youngsters, I love that they bring such a good attitude to their workplaces. It's always the older ones that have issues, you know? Because now the work ambience is neutral. Sapphire is like picking up quite a bit of slack, but Everard is the problem over here. I don't know what's wrong with Everard, but he is the problem. He and Carla don't like each other, and that's really putting a damper on a lot of things. Yikes. Okay, we can barter now. Let's go and give some of our wood for gold. Yes. Take the wood. Give me the gold. That is a-okay. Let's keep going. Oh. Oh my goodness. We apparently produced a lot of wood, which is nice. Oh my goodness. Gunora Wycliffe, our lumberjack, has died of hunger. In these times of dire famine, Gunora Wycliffe couldn't find enough food to survive. Deficiencies, weight loss, and a general weakness finally got the better of this unfortunate villager who couldn't receive adequate help in time. May she rest in peace. We just lost one of our lumberjacks. Thankfully, we have a lumberjack. Oh my goodness, that is going to be really bad news for whoever her family was. You know, that aside, we recently got someone who can be a spare lumberjack unless something's changed. But okay, we had that. Nathan and Marie. Oh no! Nathan and Marie don't like each other. How is this possible? Marie gets along with Eloise, obviously. Eloise is really good friends with Nathan, but somehow Marie and Nathan don't get along. Oh no. Oh, no. Marie, why are you being a problem? Now Nathan's kind of become in a problem as well. Yeah, Nathan has gone into a bit of a problem. He's been dragged into it because of his relationship with Marie. He doesn't like Marie. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, let's take a look and see how maybe he went on a little fishing trip with Marie, thinking that because Marie is Eloise's mother, maybe she's going to be like just as cool as Eloise, but he kind of realized that no, that's not the case. He does not gel with her. Very unfortunate. Okay, the Danan family. Effie is 13 years old. The apprentice baker. She looks very, very interesting. Hold on a second. She's enemies with, or like not enemies, that's a bit extreme. Okay, that's a bit extreme. She doesn't like Eloise. She's being mentored by Emmerich, our apprentice baker, and she does not get along well with Emmerich, apparently. Okay, her parents were Arik and Gunora. Oh, yeah, okay, Arik and Gunora were her parents. She looks like an interesting blend of her parents. I wouldn't have been able to tell, to be honest. Okay, but I feel bad for her right now, and kind of Pepin, because Pepin and Effie are about to lose their house. So where is the Danan family? Because the males, they obviously can't keep property, so that's not going to work. So they're out on the streets, essentially. They're homeless right now. Okay, and then who else do we have? Okay, Olive. You're unemployed still. Okay. You still want to be a mason. Do we have enough? Nope. Don't have enough stone for masons just yet. Randall, You're 8 years old and you still have aspirations I can't help with. Okay, Esmeralda, I can't help you either. Loreline was the lumberjack. So actually, Loreline, she's gonna very quickly fill the niche. Because the vacancy. Loreline, you're gonna be the new lumberjack. So, excellent. Our wood is not gonna be impacted. We have a lot of lumberjacks. I'm kind of grateful that I got her as a backup. That was a smart move. Okay, that was a smart move. Now we have, hold on a second. We have a house vacancy and Sapphire does not have a home. So Sapphire is now gonna establish her own house, the Brielle family. And Pepin is kind of close to her age, has newly become single. So I think Pepin would actually ask, like, oh, hold on a second, he's not close to her age. I thought that, my bad, okay. I thought that because they're both, like, were born in Lakeburg while we were playing. And so in my head, Pepin's really young, but he's not, guys. He's not, he's already 32. He's already 32. It's been an eon since he was 18, my goodness. But okay, Pepin is going to ask Sapphire on a date. This is kind of, they look like a cute match because he's got green eyes and his hunter's outfit's green. She's got blue eyes and his seamstress outfit is blue. I don't know, it's doing something. I kind of like it. But okay, let's get Pepin to go on a date with Sapphire and we'll see how things go. Okay, if Pepin wasn't widowed and heartbroken, they might actually have a vibe going on because they both like public executions and dislike kittens. So, And she has a really nice personality. We looked over this. She has like a perfect personality. But okay, let's send him out on a date and see how this goes. So we're gonna start off with a boat ride on the lake. We could talk about the benefits of meditation or say that all the food at the banquet was disgusting, which is what we're gonna do. Thanks to constant reminders that the poor barely have enough to eat, Sapphire tends to avoid stuffing themselves like a pig. And then we're gonna go to the inn. We could accuse the fat stray cats for every problem happening in the village or worry that books are corrupting the young. We're gonna go for the books. Sapphire doesn't see the problem. She loves to unroll a scroll from time to time. And then the hill by moonlight, we don't even have to go that far because apparently it's good enough that they are discussing marriage. So Pepin is not going to be out on the streets. He is going to get married to Sapphire. It is a match. Hopefully once he overcomes his heartbreak and divorce, things will improve. But they are in a loveless marriage. They are in a loveless marriage right now. And poor Effie is... Actually, no. Look at that. Okay, so there actually are... This is another reason why I feel like the single mothers might be interested. I didn't think about this before, but the single mothers might actually be interested in going ahead and getting a stepfather for their child because, especially, for example, in Ganora's case, if they're older... Ganora wasn't that old, but, you know, if they die... then at least their partner and their child are going to be, yes, homeless, but they're going to be considered a family unit. And as long as their partner marries a woman who hasn't had a child of her own or doesn't have a child of her own, like she's got an empty spot at home, then their partner and, you know, the child are going to move together, like in this case. So Pepin and Effie, even though they were homeless, she wasn't an orphan because Pepin was a stepfather and they were considered a family unit. And so when Pepin married Sapphire, who didn't have any kids of her own, he kind of brought Effie with him to Sapphire's home. This only would have been a problem, like in... You know what? I feel like this is a really cool full circle moment because Pepin came from a family that kind of experienced this, but in a different way. Because when his mother died, his father, like he was a family unit with his father, but his father married someone who already had a kid. So Pepin was abandoned by his father out on the streets. He became an orphan. And his father became the step-parent to, I think it was Valerius, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but he became a stepfather to someone else, essentially. I think it was Valerius. But Pepin, you know, he got married to someone who already had a kid, and she died. But Pepin stayed with Effie as a family unit, and then he married Sapphire, who didn't have any kids, and he made sure to bring his stepdaughter Effie with him so that she wouldn't be out on the streets on her own. Makes me feel like Pepin is such a great guy, you know? I feel like Pepin is actually, he's got his problems, but you know, he's actually a really great guy. I like Pepin. I like Pepin. But okay, that was a lot of things going on, I feel. That was a lot of things going on, a lot of talking. But okay guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.